Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Justin the Food Entrepreneurs podcast. I'm Justin Bizzarro. I'm your host. That's Bizzarro. If you want to find us on Instagram, you can find us at Justin the Food Entrepreneurs. If you want to find me, it's at Justin Bizzarro. But more importantly, you can find us on Spotify and anywhere else you grow yourself through podcasts. So with that being said, I want to introduce G Money. He's back for a part 2 from G Money's Deli in Phoenix, Arizona. How are you doing today, G Money?
What's the word? Thanks for having me. Let's go, part 2.
Yeah, I love it. So tell me about what you've been up to. I know you have the holidays going on, and we really got into your business, but what is it like day to day for you right now? I mean, you're hustling real hard, right?
Man, it's hectic. I wake up, my day starts at 6:30. By the time most of you guys are just, stretching, I've already been through Restaurant Depot. I've already been shopping. It's pretty hectic out there for me.
And so tell me, what drives you every morning? Like when you get up and your feet hit the ground, what is it that really keeps you like, I'm going to do this before everyone? You just said it before, by the time you're stretching, you're already at Restaurant Depot and at the restaurant. So like, tell me what drives you to be that, I don't know how to describe it, creating such distance. Yeah, you're creating distance, really, always.
Man, to be honest, it's all my fans. It's you guys. It's everybody that's coming to try my sandwiches, keeping me motivated. Man, if I don't get up and go shopping, I have people reserving sandwiches the night before for the next day. So, like, it's really all my fans.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, it's so busy that you actually have people reserving the sandwiches in advance, and so. Is it always the same, or is it always the chopped cheese? Or are you finding that it's other sandwiches? Like, tell me how. Like, I don't even know how to even fathom what's going on here, because I do understand the craze and I do understand what's going on. But how do you not overextend yourself? Would be a good word.
So I just, obviously the chopped cheese is viral right now. It's everywhere. It's probably on your feed. You've seen a video somewhere. So in order to not die down, I keep switching it up. I keep doing, throw a little spin on it, add onions, add this. I'll work with other big names. I'll do a collab sandwich. I'll have them promo it. I promo it. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you actually hit me on part 1. I'm not sure if I had it yet, but this is part 2. So if I didn't let you guys know, I'll let you guys know now. I bought a food truck. And it's actually getting all gutted out. I'm actually going to be on wheels soon, and then I'm going to release 16 other sandwiches. Breakfast sandwiches included, pastrami sandwiches, roast beef sandwiches. So we're really going to turn the notch up here.
Holy crap. So you've made the leap into sandwiches, into a food truck, and you have the brick and mortar. So, like, how are you going to run both? Do you have a team? I mean, how are you going to do both, I guess, is the question.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't really broken anywhere, but with everything, even though it is a business, it wasn't meant automatically you have a business, you hit gold. So with the brick and mortar, I did have a silent partner. I just caught a bad deal, just like happens to everybody, happens to the best sports players, the best rappers. They get a bad deal. So I was forced to walk away from the brick and mortar and just do my own thing. So now I hustled and I got my own food truck, and now we're really going to turn the notch up. So the brick and mortar, that's no longer in motion. We're going straight mobile.
So this is an important story, I think, absolutely, because I can tell you, I don't know how many times this has happened, but over the last 25 years, I can literally tell you that this has happened to me 3 times exactly on a massive scale where it's cost me everything almost. And I don't know how to describe it as an entrepreneur, and I don't know how to say it other than that as a believer in God, the pain is necessary for growth to turn you into who you truly are as an entrepreneur, and it sucks. But G-Money's going through it right now, and I think it's an important topic that we make decisions, and it's okay to make a different one. It's okay to say, hey, this isn't working. I can go hustle this on my own. The third thing, I don't know if I'm counting or not, but the third thing is that I liked what you said is no one can stop you. I can do this. I have the confidence to do it. I can figure out how to just rebuild this and do it better and go on wheels and with 16 new sandwiches. So I really like this. So talk to me about like, what is that like as a human? Like you're having to literally hustle your way through something again. It's like you finally start getting momentum and now you got to hustle your way, but you know you have momentum to use to get the food truck. Like what's going through your head at this point?
At this point, just seeing all the old moves. So like, just like with everything, business is the same. Like if you played basketball, you played for, the little leagues or whatever the basketball thing is, the youth ones, then you make it to the NBA. So you have all the experience from when you've been growing up playing basketball, but now you're in the NBA. So now you know exactly what to do. Now, when you make it to the NBA, you play on your own team. I'm playing on my own team. So with all my previous experience that I just went through, now I know how to do it the right way, and I know how to make it count.
And you are so right about this because I've had teams and I've had partners and I've had family members all involved in my businesses. In the end, I'm always the one who's still standing. And to this day now with the new transition I'm in, it is about, I have to do it on my own. I don't have a choice because no one else is really going to do it for me anymore. And anyone who said they were, sometimes they just latch on for the ride and then they go find their own thing that's better than whatever it is. And a lot of empty promises in the world. And so one of the things that I find as an entrepreneur, go ahead.
But I guess, sorry not to cut you off, but this is, I guess what I'm trying to say, Justin, is just how you just explained. This isn't your first podcast, right? You've done other podcasts?
Exactly.
Okay. But now I'm actually interviewing right now on Justin, the Food Entrepreneurs podcast. I'm not interviewing on Justin and his friends entrepreneurs. So with all your previous experience, you know how to do it correctly and how to make it count for Justin, the food entrepreneur.
Of course.
Is basically my point.
Yes, of course. And like here, I agree with you. And when your life kind of breaks into pieces or there's chaos, that's what chaos is. All of a sudden your life shatters into pieces, or anxiety, that's what it's from. You feel like your life shattered into pieces. You need to keep the pieces that helped you build. It's okay to get rid of the parts, the business partners, the need of money, the refixing of the way you use things to adjust, okay, and make improvements. But it's also, I agree with you, you have a skill set now that keeps compounding. And I use the word compounding because every time I've fallen, like the compounding effect of growth is just so exponential, it's unbelievable. And that's included in my personal relationships. So yeah, I agree with you. I feel like you're already primed and ready. And when you do it for yourself and you have no other obstacles, it's a different game. And the distance that you're able to start making on your old self, your old partners or your old team members is significant. And it's not that you don't build teams in the future and you don't have the team that goes with you. It's just more or less you're now prepared for the fight. You've been through it and you've carried it on your own, and now you have the confidence to carry a team, to be the leader of a team, and put your own money where your mouth is.
And go to war.
Yes, and go to war. So tell me what this looks like inside of you. Like, you get the food truck. What's the first steps? How do you attack the market? Where do you go? Are you going to consistently stay mobile?
Well, so right now I cook at Stacy's. So I actually got an active contract going into next year. So Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm always at Stacy's. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've been having different local businesses just call me and say, hey, G-Money, we got this event. Can I book you? Pop out here or pop out there. Also, I actually get in the community and I actually give away in Arizona. We have this program that if you qualify, I can give you a free phone or a tablet. It has free service on it for 5 years. So I actually just go out in the street and I pretty much kiss hands and I shake hands and kiss babies out in the street, pretty much give tablets away, phones, let the community see me. Hey, G Money, he's really outside. I actually knocked on somebody's door to give him a tablet, and the guy showed me his phone, and he said, "Man, I knew I seen your face before. Is this you? You make the chopped cheese?" I said, "Yes." So now when you see my Instagram, and when I say I'm outside, I'm really outside. So I'm just interacting with the community. As soon as I get this food truck, it goes up. The market changes because I'm bringing fries, I'm bringing nachos, I'm bringing chicken tenders, burgers. It's going up. We're actually going to be a New York bodega. That's all I've been waiting for.
And the thing is it's genuine. It's not like you're going out in the community because you're trying to hustle someone, for lack of a better term, or get one over on them, because hustle can be used in a negative term, and so I'm using in the negative term that it's really a positive term. But like take advantage of someone would be the thing. But that's not what you're doing. You're not doing it because you want to go. This is authentically who you are, and you care about the community, and you want to be a part of it, and you want to help them. And that's why you're also doing the food truck. Like, you're bringing something, the New York bodega, to them. And I love that. And the other part of it is, I will tell you from my own experience in the audience and everyone that personally, I agree with this philosophy very much. And as I've established my life, I'm very much involved in talking to everyone, the homeless on the street, particularly here in Nashville, and understanding what's going on and being a part of the community that I'm involved with. If God puts me here and calls me here, like, I'm not just going to be complacent in the place that I live. I'm going to actually go be involved and try to make a difference. And I do that through food, but I also do that through what G Money's talking about, which is just by being involved when you can, and by building character with the community and helping raise up the community, which also raises up you and your character. That's okay. You're doing God's work, if for lack of a better term. So right now, or I would have to explain it like paragraphs. So, okay. So are there going to be chopped cheeses in the food truck? Can you talk about the menus that you're doing? How's all that work?
No, definitely chopped cheese will always be. Sorry, guys, my dog's saying hello to you guys. But definitely chopped cheese. That's what I'm known for. That's got to go. That's just the OG stamp. Yeah. So it'll be available in the truck. And
breakfast sandwiches. Like, how'd you come up with the ideas? Like, you based them off the old ones. You're like, I'm going to do this bigger and better now.
Yeah. Just, regular New York bodega stuff. Bacon, egg, and cheeses. We're always...
Oh, I love that.
Ham, egg, and cheese, sausage, and cheeses. But we're also going to... I'll give you a sneak peek right here on Justin's in the Food Entrepreneurs podcast. Nobody's ever heard this one. We're going to do the bacon, egg, and cheese, chopped cheese together.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And this is the whole thing. I think if you stay creative and you stay true to yourself, G Money, and you realize that it's you that's the talent, you're Elvis, and everyone else was making money off of Elvis, if you guys have ever seen the Elvis movie, that it is you that control your destiny, and it is the entrepreneurial attitude that solves all your problems in life. I don't know how to tell anyone this, but there's always constructs. There's always obstacles is a better word. And I can tell you from my own experience that if I can't go through it, I figure out how to go under it. If I can't go under it, I figure out how to go over it. If I can't go over it, I figure out how to go around it. If I can't go any of those, I figure out how to destruct it, blow it up, or do whatever it takes to get it out of my way. And so that's the part of being an entrepreneur. That's the part of having these hard knocks in life that are so essential, because they teach you that you can fight the battles and there is no obstacle that can stop you. Okay, if you believe in yourself enough, in your dreams, because you always have to more than anyone. Mm-hmm. And I've literally only met like one person on this planet that I've ever wanted to win as much as I like winning. I want everyone to win, don't get me wrong, but I still am a competitive person and I want to win. And I like the championship and I like being number one. It's just who I am. And that doesn't mean at someone else's demise, though. Okay, I'm not knocking down other buildings. I'm just building a lot of tall buildings for everyone to admire and build their buildings, to try to build bigger ones than me. And I'll even help you do it. So I like what you're doing, and I like that you're involved in the community with the tablets and the cell phones. And I think in today's age, particularly with everyone being so connected, it's important. And there's no other way to benefit your business than actually show you care about your community. If you care about them over the long run and you keep showing up, the community invests back in you and they trust you and they give back to you no different than all you've given to them. So that's what doing the right thing is. It's not knowing that it's going to come back. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, believe me, the universe knows it doesn't reciprocate. But if you're doing it for the right reasons and you're building the community and you know that in the long run it benefits them and you're putting goodness in the universe that'll eventually benefit you in the way that you need it, it'll keep coming. I don't know how to tell you this. Napoleon Hill calls it the positive mental attitude, PMA. Do you have a negative mental attitude or do you have a positive mental attitude? You know, you can look at it that way. But it is true. It is true when we see things as opportunities to grow or we see things as happening for us. In this case for G Money, I believe that this is happening for him. I believe as 100% owner of his destiny, he's in the captain's chair and he's going to be a much better leader because he's involved in his business and he cares. So G Money, how does this impact your life? I mean, you're making a transition. Do you have the support from everyone around you? I mean, this is a bump in the road, and I've got to imagine it wasn't easy. So what does that look like for you? How do you have a support system that's strong? I mean, I think it's important for entrepreneurs to talk about this.
Yeah, honestly, all my friends are behind me. They know this is like, I'm right there. I'm right on the edge. Just pretty much double dutching, ready to go. And me, myself personally, I feel like LeBron James, like I just got signed. I'm just waiting because really all it is I'm waiting on the mechanic to tell me, hey, your truck's ready. You can pick it up.
And did you design the wrap and everything? You've designed it all out and done it all yourself?
Yeah.
And
everything.
So go ahead.
Actually, I'll give you another exclusive here because the Christmas Eve episode, so we got to drop some scoop on your podcast. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring one of my friends from back home, from Queens, that used to cook with me. And he's actually going to be my first employee on the truck. So we actually partnered up on this. So it's really Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen really about to take over the city. Everybody has seen me. Now they're going to see what he can do. And I hope he gets bigger than I do. Because it's all going to come back for the better for both of us.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually introducing my Luigi to you guys.
I like that, actually. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, absolutely. And I actually agree with you 100%. Your growth will be from him. And I like this a lot because I think that in the world we live in today and everyone being so transient, for lack of a better term, that it's important that we bring stuff like this. And I think that bringing two people together that have a like-minded mindset or are extremely good at one area, it proves to be beneficial to the relationship, especially if you guys were already friends first. We've heard about it in the Bad Luck Burger Club from here in Nashville, and we've heard it in some other ways, and we've heard about like Mark Riggs and I in a recent episode. We're business partners in a venture, actually two ventures out in Seattle that we're trying to work our way through. And if you have a like-minded individual, core values, mindset, drive, ambition, it's good to be in business with them. And it's the same with like a relationship partner for life, okay? Like you want to match your goals. You want to match all that stuff out before you like, oh, this is an instant attraction. Let's just throw money at this, or let's just get married, or let's just have a baby. And so I like that this is where you're going. You're bringing in someone that's trustworthy to help you that you've known for a long time. So,
man, let me tell you another story. We used to joke around about this. He used to tell me all the time, hey, I'm going to quit my main job. And I'm just going to come out there with you. I'm going to be on the truck, make chopped cheeses. I was like, stop it, bro. You make how much selling cars? Stop it. You can't do that. And now he just made the call. Hey, I'm going to quit on this day. I'll be out there this day, and you don't got nothing to say. We're gonna go in on this truck together. I was like,
I love
all right. And then, now I don't got no choice, bro. I can't say no.
Well, and you got to burn the ships behind you at some point as an entrepreneur. Just burn the ships behind you and go all in. And this is what I love about this. And this is what I love about entrepreneurism. If you don't do it, there's no success. Like you just, like, you can't try to juggle things and expect your business to do well. At some point, you're going to have to be like, I'm all in. And he's like, I really believe in you, G Money, and I really believe in our relationship and our mindset. I'm all in. I'm going to give up my money because I believe that even though it's not going to come right away, in the long run, I'm going to make more. Because he believes in that because you guys have purpose, and there's obviously will make more in the long run if this really works, and there's fleets of trucks or franchises of trucks or brick and mortars or whatever this leads to for you guys. I know it's going to be great. But it's so cool. Like, how did you guys start this conversation, I guess, out of curiosity? Was it something he just threw out there? Is it something you threw out there? Is it something you were talking about way back in the day in New York?
No, like I said, when I came out here, he would just always tell me that I'm going to quit my main job and I'm going to come over there. But he's always had, like, restaurant, deli experience. I seen him make a sandwich. He's made them for me, so I know he knows what to do. So it's not like, you know, I guess if you have that childhood friend that, you know, played basketball or something and went to college and played basketball, and now he's calling you like, yo, bro, I moved to Arizona, just put me on the truck. So it was kind of like a no-brainer, but it just started off as a joke.
And life is weirdly like that, I think. I think ideas and seeds get planted and then we jump on it. So let's talk about this, G Money. Like, there's kids out there, young kids, probably teenagers, particularly in New York City, of all places, that I think is a lot of this. But they're trying to be entrepreneurs, and maybe they're getting knocked down and they don't understand what's going on. Like, I think I just want you to inspire people and tell them, like, it's okay what's going on with you right now if they're going through something similar. So I don't know how to portray what I'm asking you, but I'm almost asking you to, like, take something deep out inside and use it to motivate everyone to get through it like you did. And so I'm just going to give you the mic for a while, and I'm going to just let you do what you want to do with it, because I think you have a huge message here, and I just want to let the words flow out of you naturally.
Pretty much just my personal experience, man. I've fallen down a lot. Just keep going. That's all I could really say. I mean, it ain't about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back. I mean, just be a rubber ball. You fall down, bounce back right back up, and do what you do. If you don't have nobody talking down on you somewhere, you ain't doing nothing right. So, I mean, just let them talk, do what you do, stay in your lane. Just treat it like a road. There's multiple lanes, just stay in yours and do what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a bad day one day, like, I mean, it's not golden out here. The food industry is cutthroat out here. So, I mean, I'm not always going to sell a million chopped cheeses. But at the end of the night, the best part of that night is I got the opportunity to do it all over again tomorrow. That night's over. It's in the books. I'm already thinking about how many breads I'm going to buy for tomorrow. If that makes any sense. If you're out there selling cookies, selling, I don't care, dog biscuits, whatever. You sell 3 today, cool, pack it up. You're going to sell 6 tomorrow. So don't even worry about the bad days. Focus on the good ones. Then they'll start pouring, over the bad ones.
And I agree. I think it takes a while for word of mouth to really take off. Even if you put it all over social media, when people taste it, it takes a while. Sometimes it's a week later before someone heard about it and they come there. Sometimes a month later. And you just need to believe and have faith in your process, particularly in food, because it takes a while because it's a tangible item. And yes, photographs and social media does a great job of enticing the food to everyone and getting everyone into the stores and selling stuff. I like that. But again, it's about that flavor and it's about ultimately tasting it. And while it's only 10% of the success of a business, you want to be able to deliver on that particular piece. And so G Money's an artist here, okay? Like, he's an artist and entrepreneur, and he got into food because that's what he loves to do. And he created something out of it really creatively, and he turned it into a business, which sparked the entrepreneurism. And it's okay to chase it, and it's okay to have failures along the way. But what he's doing is something great, and now he's enticed a friend to come along, his Luigi, and do it with him and go kill Koopa Troopas, right? So it's like we're going to do this, and we're going to give it our all, and there's no way we're going to stop. So go ahead.
Just also remember too, like, it just doesn't, a lot of people want to make it happen overnight, but you've heard that term, overnight success. But overnight success, that really takes 10 years. Just keep that in mind too, and just keep pushing. Because I've been doing this, I want to say more than 10 since I was a teenager. I'm 36 now. So I got, like, if I'm giving it, like, the benefit of the doubt, maybe 15 years. And it looks like on Instagram I came up overnight.
Well, and
I've been doing this.
Yeah, and hustling hard. Keep going. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I agree with you.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
Well, and
not happen overnight.
Well, no one sees it. Like, no one sees that at the age of 3, I was so wanting independence in my own way that I convinced my parents to let me drive around the lawnmower. And then by the time I was 4, pay me to mow the lawn instead of you guys doing it. And then it was like, okay, 5 years old, like, we're figuring this out. I can finally reach the pedals. Now I'm mowing other people's lawn. And by the time I'm 7, I'm mowing fields, and then doing fields for other people with the bigger tractors and leasing them back from my parents. And then I'm also playing soccer and having that discipline, and I'm going to good schools because my parents instilled it. And even though there's some rough stuff in my childhood and some rough things that went on, I had these foundational things that grew me, and I was able to go over to Europe and play soccer and get that exposure. And okay, so let's talk about the first time I turned on the tractor key. I was 3 years old. That's 40 years ago. Okay, and so to your point, like, and I still have bad days. I still have I've had business partners kick the crap out of me for no apparent reason other than greed, or they get tired, or they don't want to do as much anymore, or whatever excuse it is, or entitlement is a big one that happens in businesses if you're not careful, that I've learned. And when that happens, you just have to keep going. You don't know who you're going to inspire. You don't know if someone's going to write a book about you, like, after you're gone, about how helpful you were and it helps millions. You do not know. And because you do not know, and you have no control of whether that happens or not, you should make sure that you're doing everything you can every day to kick butt in case someone does need to use your story to inspire people when they need it. I'm just saying. Like, we skip this fact so much as humans that we don't realize that the greatness is in every day and just moving forward in our actions, like G Money's doing. So, like, this is perfect for Christmas Eve, in my opinion. Like, we have the birth of Christ, right? And we have, and whatever, but the thing is there's hope and renewal and faith. And, like, I didn't intentionally do this, but it ties to what you're going through. There's new birth. There's hope. There's a new person that's come into your life that's invigorating you, and someone that has a similar mindset that'll actually be 1 + 1 = 3. And there's some purity and a professionalism that's in you now that I sense since the last episode, that you're now gone through some pain that's made it so you're ready to kick butt the next step, and there is no holding back anymore. And so I love this. And this is why I do this podcast, for these moments right here, because I know that I'm not alone, and all of you guys know that you're not alone either. But it's okay to get the crap kicked out of you every once in a while to grow. But make sure you're standing back up and training, so if you face that thing again, it never kicks the crap out of you again, and you're always going to get up in case it does. I think that that's what we're saying here. And I have to be careful because I'm spiking my own adrenaline right now, and I don't want to, like, do that because I don't want to waste it. But it's very important that we hear stories like yours, G Money. So I appreciate your time and you jumping on here last minute and filling a spot for me. So you're a good dude, and I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Anytime.
And so, everyone who's listening in, like, I really, like, you can't get more, like, G Money doesn't say a lot. It's because he's composed and he's enlightened. He's got a lot to do right now. I'm sure he's like, he jumped on the podcast to do me a favor, but he's got to get back to work. And so, lastly, G Money, how do you manage now launching a food truck, finding balance for your family, integrating a new business partner in your life, and then now all the financial stuff that goes along with starting this new food truck?
Man, it's pretty simple. Me and my boys, we just got this agreement. We know we got the same vision. We know where we want to go with this. Everybody's behind me in my house, so I got all the motivation every time I come home. I just had a newborn actually 2 weeks ago, a little girl.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, bro. Every day is like a movie. I can't even explain it. Where I gave you that little bit of news on your podcast, and in February we got some more. I got another chopped cheese coming out. A big name. It's gonna co-sign that. I can't really on it, but I can give you that. Every day's different. I don't even know. I can't even explain it to you, bro. I know what I'm doing, like as far as the food prep. I know I got to cook the chopped cheese, but every day is something different. Whether it's a celebrity that's hitting me up wanting to come through their chopped cheese, I'm just living a movie right now.
I feel kind of the same way a little bit, and I like the analogy because when you're really in tune and you find that energy and you're in the run and you're in that runway and you're focused and you're not distracted by things that you don't need to worry about. Like, it doesn't really matter what color the chair I'm sitting in right now. I don't need to take the brain power to think about it because it's not important. What I need to think about it is moving forward. And so, like, it's that simple. We waste so much time wasting brain power flipping through social media or, God, the dating thing. Like, I didn't realize this until recently, how many people scroll those dating websites like nonstop all day long, swiping to the right, swiping left. I'm like, holy crap, this is how we interact with humans. How about, like, let's go out, have a conversation, introduce myself to your name. Imagine that impact. And so it's just we don't have initiative anymore, and we don't have courage anymore and boldness, and we want everyone else to have it for us and come to us, and that's the partners we choose, or that's the business we choose. But that's not real, guys. What real is, it's also, go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. It's also a different mindset that me and you we have it, that's common. But just like you said, the dating, scroll on the dating all day. The different mindset that I have is I'm going to figure out how to be one of those ads in between those scrolls. How can they see I'm all day?
Yeah, I agree with you. And how can you contribute, to the growth of the humans around you? Are you still there, G Money? I may have lost you.
No, I'm still here.
Cool. And so I just want to make sure. And like, I think that you're so right about being a connector for good energy also. Like, if you know someone, at least that's what I think you're saying, and maybe you want to clarify, but like, I don't know how to tell you this. Like, when the energy's right in your house and you have the support you need and you have the right friend groups and the people actually believe in you and you believe in them, that's where the magic happens. And even though I say I'm a solo entrepreneur now and all of that, my friend groups have changed. My relationships have changed. I'm really intentional on who I'm putting into my life right now, including the entrepreneurs on this podcast. Like, I'm very quick to not put someone on here if they ask the wrong questions. Okay, and I know what those questions are as an entrepreneur. When someone's in it just to benefit themselves, that's not what this podcast is about. Yes, it will benefit your business, but it benefits your business because you're helping everyone else that's listening to it and the entrepreneurs that are out there struggling. So let's go back to that thing we just talked about for a second, G Money. So, like, when you're surrounded by this and you have all this, I know there's humility involved, but like, how do you stay humble?
I just honestly be myself every day. Like I said, I just focus on picking the chopped cheese. Like, I know something big is coming, but I don't get out of character. I just me, man. At the end, I turn the grill off. I'm just Gabriel to me. When I go to work, I'm G Money.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yes, and
Instagram, and The Rock, when we were watching wrestling, Hogan and The Rock, Stone Cold, they had fans. But I bet you when they went home, they were just Steve. They were just Dwayne to their family.
Well, it's the same with rap artists, right? And a lot, I agree with you with actors. And I think entrepreneurs are the same way. I think, and musicians, like, what actually happens is we take a piece of our personality, and this entrepreneur podcast is that too, just so everyone's aware. I'm taking a piece of my personality, or the entrepreneur person that makes me up, and there's some other attributes there, but I'm turning up the volume and I'm exposing that part of me. This is one of my parts of my personality and who I am and how I attract it. If I'm Justin and I'm the entrepreneur and I'm actually in my businesses, how I handle, you think I'm intense now? Wait until you see me run a business and money's involved and people's lives are involved to that money. And I don't mean that I focus on the money, but what I am saying is I will not have people around that negatively impact the team members on our team, especially when it comes to putting food on table or paying educations or mortgages or stuff like that. So that's what I mean. So it's very intentional. And when I come home and I'm in my home environment, I've talked about this before. Right now, I'm recording so many podcasts. I'm trying to dump, download, upload, whatever you want to call it, an episode a day. Like, we're trying to get on a routine, gain momentum, because I want to show the audience and all the entrepreneurs about what discipline and determination really is, and that you can do this. In your life, you can have no rest days. You can make it so you deliver daily. Okay, I've done it my entire life as I've honed things in since I've been 30 years old. I've done it before that, but then somewhere in my 20s, someone's like, oh, you need rest days. Well, that was wrong information. Never needed them, still don't need them. Okay, I excel way more by extending out my days 7 days a week versus 5 days and taking no rest days. And I still have time for family or time for a significant other, or if I was ever going to find someone, go date them. So it's like that. I'm so purposeful and intentional with the way I schedule my time that I grow every day. And if anything comes to merge in the highway or a distraction or to normal people or a deterrent or a disruptor, it doesn't disrupt me, detract me, or whatever, because I just kind of put them in the highway. And I've met someone else that does this really well. It's a little bit scary how well she does it, but she does it with people where she merges them into her life. She doesn't allow them to come in and disrupt the rest of the traffic. And G Money, you do that as well. You've had disruptions, but it hasn't stopped your flow of traffic. You've just allowed some vehicles to exit and new ones to merge in. And I like that a lot. I think that that's a good analogy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the bumps in the road, that's my pain. But if you look at my Instagram, it doesn't look like I've experienced anything. So back to our topic we talked about a little bit before, some inspirational. See, I just took a couple stab wounds, but my business didn't pay because you couldn't see it on Instagram. You couldn't see it. I didn't let it affect my business. I just missed the shot, and then I dribbled down the court and I shot again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. And so thank you, G Money, again for jumping on. I really appreciate this Christmas Eve episode and you taking the time, and I wish you luck, and we're definitely going to jump back on in February and continue to do this. You're just an outstanding human, and I'm so happy you're in my life, and I really believe in what you're doing. And I do believe in the chopped cheese thing. I do believe that the food truck thing, we've had other ones on here. I see them everywhere, but I don't see them. I've seen few and far between that are truly new individuals from New York that actually understand the way they're truly done in the deli, because it's not quite as simple as everyone thinks. And there's a talent to it, just like anything else. That's why New York pizza is better. That's why bagels, everyone's like, it's the water. It's also the talent, the skill, the showmanship, and the competition that exists in that city that makes it better. It's the drive to be better. And so that's what G Money's bringing with him to Arizona. That's what he's bringing with him into this food truck, is that New York hustle, that New York grind mentality. And so it is unique. And it is special, and that's why I wanted G Money to back on the episode before we fell off, because we are about to hopefully get all 9 episodes done if everyone stays on schedule and no one stays sick, in 3 days on location in Queens, New York. Over the holidays, I'm going there right after Christmas to do this with a bright young entrepreneur came up with this idea, and I'm all in, so I'm going to support him because I believe in it. But New York City drives entrepreneurship. People hustle, people do better, they deliver better food because they have to, because the competition's so high and it's shark-infested water. So when G Money gets out of New York City, he's already hustling harder than everyone else. I'm sorry. It just happens sometimes. And I believe that that's what you're doing in Arizona right now with your concept, is hustling more than anyone else. Would you say that that's true?
Oh, yeah, I am hustling. And yeah, driving your point, I'm actually trying to think of, I actually got a couple food vendor friends out here that have their own businesses, and they're actually booming. I know somebody doing numbers you wouldn't even imagine out of his truck that he just got, and he's actually from New York. So yeah, just driving your point, we do got tougher skin, I think, because you just walk down the street in New York, you ask 10 people what do they do, I bet you'll get pairs of jobs. Oh, I'm a dentist. Oh, I'm a dentist. Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. Oh, I'm a carpenter. Oh, I'm a carpenter. Oh, I'm a da-da-da. Everybody's doing what you're doing. When you jump on the train, there's not more than inches between you and the next person during rush hour. So, I mean, not only do you have double the people, you also have double the people trying to go after the same job you're going after. They might be on the same train to go turn in their application to the same place you're going.
I agree.
It's real cutthroat over there. So out here, it's more spread out. The opportunity's wide open. Nobody knew what a chopped cheese was. And again, I didn't even know. I was out here on vacation. I didn't even know it was blowing up on TikTok. I just happened to start making chopped cheeses, and it was already viral. So when I came out and I had the best one, I mixed in with the waves, I guess. And I just keep cooking them every day, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I definitely got away from New York, and I did stand out of the crowd.
Well, and I think also New York prepares you for life, to when opportunities present themselves. The New York hunger and mentality and that thirst, just you're ready. Any opportunity that comes, you're like ready to pounce. And that's like, it's a lion mentality. Like, you can circle and get your prey, but you also know that you're hunting around, and you're strong enough to know that when an opportunity comes, that you're ready for it. And the New York
New York,
yeah,
the Lions Den. Like you're about to say, New York is like the Lions Den.
Yeah.
So I got out of the Lions Den, and now you can't stop me. I'm loose.
Yeah, I love
one
it.
of Joe Exotic's lions that got out.
Yeah, that's awesome, actually. And I'm laughing, actually. So I'm going to leave everyone with this. Like, this is the holidays. This is a new year. We have restarts. We have resets. This has probably been one of the worst years of my life. You wouldn't think it because of the podcast, but I kept hustling, and I held on to the things that mattered to me. And I found relationships and friendships that mattered, that were similar to mine in a short period of time because of the energy I'm doing and the things that I'm doing with the podcast. And I've invested in people with a similar mindset, and anyone who I thought had the wrong motivation or greed or entitlement, I just don't allow them into my circle anymore. And part of that is because I had to go through this transformation like G Money, where I had to lose almost everything, my partners, even family members that were partners, because of the way everything went down. And whether we like it or not, those are the growth moments. And whether we like it or not, I've lived in New York, in Astoria, Queens, and I spent a lot of time there. We did all the New York City hospitals from 2005 to this year to 2022. And New York City public hospitals for the Health and Hospital Corporation, just to clarify. And it's not easy. There's competition always wanting your contract. There's competition always wanting to get in the stores. There's everyone wanting to compete to get on your vendor list. There's 10 million competitions. And you learn what competition really is and what separates out the boys from the men, or the house cats, the domesticated house cats, versus the big cats, the lions, the tigers, the cheetahs, the leopards, the panthers, the cougars, the jaguars, all of those things, the tigers, whatever it is, there's a difference because the environment creates it. When you're a wild animal, and it's interesting because you think you're going into an urban environment that's going to domesticate you. No, but the competition actually brings out the best part of you. And that's the growing part of you. And that's also, if you're truly competitive, you understand in order to be lifted up, you have to make sure everyone else is growing around you, because when you lift them up, they also lift you up. And so investing in them, even in New York City, you learn this. Investing in your teams, investing in your crew, in your restaurant, lifts up your restaurant. And we don't understand that everywhere else as much because everyone's so looking for jobs, or the food market's so bad. But even in New York City till this day, there's a pride that happens in those places. Even in the delis, there's a pride. And I feel it in my heart just talking about it, that if you instill that New York City mentality, hustle and grind in your business, and that heart and that loyalty and that pride, you are unstoppable as an individual and as an entrepreneur.
That's a fact.
So thank you again, G Money. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. You can find us on Spotify and anywhere else you grow from podcasts, or everywhere else you grow from podcasts. And wow, thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Be safe during Christmas. If you're listening to this episode, drive safely. And make sure you're focusing on a lifestyle, not just changing something for New Year's, like really changing your whole life, your mentality, your the way you look at things. Like, that's what being an entrepreneur is. And it's also being the CEO or entrepreneur of your own life if you're not a business person. Like, what does that look like? Own it. Own being a better person. Own going out in your community. Own that you have to do more. And so I appreciate it. You definitely left a huge impact on me today, G Money. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Anytime.
Thank you. And will you let everyone know where they can find you on social media, how they'll be able to find your new food truck, and then we're going to get out of here.
G Money's NY Deli. Find me on Instagram, TikTok. And if you're ever in Phoenix, Arizona, Stacy's. I'm on 7th Avenue in Indian School. Pull up. Come see why I got the best sandwich in the world.
Cool. Thank you very much, and we're out.